If you could start a new life in one of the world's most admired countries, Canada or Singapore, where would you go, and why? Welcome to another episode of InfoSphere, where we dive deep into the most fascinating countries on Earth. Today, we're putting Canada and Singapore head-to-head. These two nations are global powerhouses in different ways. Canada is vast, naturally blessed, and culturally rich, while Singapore is compact, ultramodern, and strategically brilliant. But if you had to pick one to live, work, or raise a family in, what should you choose? This isn't just about stats or slogans. We're exploring real life, from the economy and job market to climate, culture, education, healthcare, and beyond. So buckle up for a full-spectrum lifestyle comparison between these two world-class nations. Let the global showdown begin. Lifestyle and culture. Canada and Singapore represent two entirely different cultural ecosystems, and each offers a lifestyle that's shaped by geography, history, and mindset. In Canada, life moves at a relaxed, measured pace. The country's vast natural landscapes, ranging from the Rockies to the Atlantic shores, invite a deep connection with nature. This connection fosters a love for outdoor living, community sports, and a quieter, more reflective lifestyle. Multiculturalism is deeply ingrained in the Canadian experience, making inclusivity more than just a buzzword, it's part of the national identity. The cultural diversity in Canadian cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal offers an endless buffet of traditions, languages, and cuisines, which enrich everyday life and create space for global citizens to feel at home. Singapore, on the other hand, pulses with urban energy. Life in Singapore is structured, efficient, and fast-paced. It is a highly disciplined society that prides itself on cleanliness, order, and progress. The cultural fabric of Singapore is woven from Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western threads, giving rise to a unique, hybrid lifestyle that feels both ancient and cutting-edge. Hawker centers are social hubs, tech hubs are rising skyscrapers, and the cultural fusion is visible on every street corner. If you crave high-speed urban life with deeply rooted traditions, Singapore offers the perfect blend. Economy and career opportunities. When it comes to economic prosperity and job opportunities, both Canada and Singapore offer high standards, but the paths are different. Canada's economy is built on resource wealth, technology, finance, and a growing service sector. It's a land of long-term stability rather than fast gains. Jobs in healthcare, engineering, education, and green tech are particularly promising, and the country values work-life balance. Canadian work environments are known for being inclusive and cooperative, with a focus on personal well-being and flexibility. For immigrants, there's a strong emphasis on support systems, retraining programs, and long-term settlement planning. Singapore, meanwhile, is a global financial and tech hub that attracts top talent from every corner of the globe. The job market is competitive, performance-driven, and heavily tied to global markets. Whether you're in finance, logistics, biotech, or digital innovation, Singapore provides a high-octane, meritocratic environment where the sky's the limit. However, the expectations are higher, the hours longer, and the stakes often greater. It's a career accelerator for those who are prepared to sprint, not stroll. Healthcare systems. A country's healthcare system can define the quality of life, and both Canada and Singapore take healthcare seriously, but they approach it very differently. Canada offers a universal healthcare system that is publicly funded and accessible to all citizens and permanent residents. The emphasis is on preventive care and equal access, which creates a safety net for people regardless of income or background. However, one of the system's known drawbacks is wait times for certain specialized procedures, especially in urban centers. Still, the overall sense of health security in Canada is comforting for many. Singapore's healthcare model is a mix of government subsidies, private providers, and mandatory savings plans like MediSave and MediShield. It's a highly efficient system that ranks among the best in the world for health outcomes. Services are fast, high-tech, and customer-focused. The public-private hybrid model keeps costs manageable while encouraging personal responsibility. If you want speedy, world-class service and are comfortable managing part of the cost, Singapore leads the pack. Education and child development. Education is a cornerstone of any nation's future, and Canada and Singapore both excel, though in contrasting ways. Canada emphasizes holistic learning, creativity, and student well-being. Schools encourage critical thinking over rote memorization. Kids grow up with strong exposure to sports, arts, and multicultural perspectives. University education is internationally recognized, and many Canadian universities attract students from all over the globe due to their focus on research and innovation. It's a system built to foster confidence, independence, and global readiness. Singapore's education system is famously rigorous, structured, and results-oriented. It has one of the highest performing student bodies in the world, especially in science and math. Discipline, focus, and academic excellence are instilled from an early age. However, the pressure to perform can be intense, and the system demands a high level of parental involvement and student resilience. For families that value discipline and academic achievement above all, Singapore's schools are unmatched. Cost of living and housing. Your dollar, or Singaporean dollar, goes a very different distance depending on where you live. In Canada, the cost of living varies dramatically between cities. While cities like Toronto and Vancouver are expensive, smaller towns and provinces offer more affordable living. The Canadian dream often includes a detached house with a backyard, which remains achievable in many parts of the country. The country's vast size also provides flexibility in lifestyle choices, from bustling urban life to quiet rural settings. Singapore is compact and densely populated. Space is a premium commodity, and housing is one of the biggest costs of living. However, the government has done an exceptional job managing urban development through public housing, HDB flats, that are high quality, clean, and safe. The trade-off for living in one of the world's most organized cities is higher rent or property prices. The good news is that everything else, transport, food, utilities, is streamlined and efficient, offsetting some of the housing burden. Climate and environment. The natural environment plays a huge role in how we live and feel. Canada's climate ranges from cold Arctic conditions in the north to temperate rainforests on the west coast. Winters can be harsh, especially in the prairies and eastern provinces, but they also come with scenic beauty, snow sports, and the famous Canadian maple charm. Summers are warm and often breathtakingly beautiful, with lakes, forests, and wide-open skies. If you love variety and nature, Canada is a dreamland. Singapore has a tropical climate, hot, humid, and consistent year-round. There are no seasons, just variations between wet and dry months. While you won't need to shovel snow, you will need to carry an umbrella and stay hydrated. On the plus side, Singapore's greenery, public parks, and commitment to environmental design make urban living surprisingly fresh and lush. It's ideal for those who love warmth, but not so much for fans of winter wonderlands. So, Canada or Singapore? Which one would you choose if everything depended on it? Canada offers space, diversity, and nature, with a lifestyle built around balance and inclusion. Singapore delivers speed, structure, and ambition in a compact, hyper-efficient package. The choice isn't easy, because both nations represent the best of what the world has to offer, in completely different flavors. The real question is, what kind of life are you searching for? Let us know in the comments which country you'd pack your bags for and why. And if you enjoyed this deep comparison, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay tuned for more real-world insights from InfoSphere.